This conference will now be recorded.
All right, we'll call the meeting to order. Stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord, as we gather this day to do these important business for the people of the village of Owego, grant us wisdom, compassion, and understanding. Amen.
Amen. All right, first item tonight is a public hearing for a local law amending the vehicle and traffic penalties for parking violations. Anybody here talk about the parking sign? Anybody online?
None of these fine people violate that law.
Probably not, right? Close the public hearing. 7:05. Okay, now we will do public comment. What we got for public comment? Anybody?
I can go. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the core reforestation grant.
Can you just say like who you are and all that, so I say no?
Heather Gelliford with Tioga County Soil and Water Conservation District. So we submitted a grant with the DEC for some community reforestation, and we selected some parcels within the village to do this replanting. There was a list generated from you guys about different sites, and we were awarded the grant and actually contracted for the grant in January. And there were some things that we just have to discuss as a group just to go over, because there's some like logistical things. There's also deliverables that we have to meet to give back to DEC. So I had a couple things that we could like go over today, just some questions too. And there were some issues that came up with one of the sites, which is North Avenue. So there's the North Avenue like park site, which I'm sure you guys are very familiar with. And just wanted to kind of bring that to light. So first thing I wanted to talk about is that, you know, there's people who live next to all these parcels. There's people who live next to all these parcels, so I think it'd be a good idea to kind of construct a landowner letter to like let everyone know, like, hey, this is our plan as the village of Owego. We're planning to go ahead and move forward with this planting. We just wanted to like make you aware ahead of time, just because I think more clarity and over communication is better than less. So I don't know if that's something that like you guys wanted to work together to like build or like construct or create some sort of like landowner letter to include information that you wanted to have in it that people could read about where they could like learn some more about the grant and also like what to expect, which are like the logistical parts of things like we could add to the letter, but just something to think about as a group, maybe if there's some things that you guys want to include in that and make sure that we draft for you and just for us to work together to make that like a valuable piece of information for those landowners who would be next to the plantings. And we can just work together for that. And then so also as a part of the grant, they were looking to have like a groundbreaking event. And as part of this grant application, there is, we're doing planting at Caranchuan Greenway, which is in Waverly. They're like of the Wildwood Preserve. And we're thinking of doing that groundbreaking event on the first day of autumn, which is September 22nd. And so those groundbreaking events usually include inviting the people who work for the DEC that are involved, the personnel who are involved with the core grant, legislators for Tioga, potentially Congress, at least opening up the invitation to them, and then maybe Mike, if you could arrive too. I guess we're not like 100% settled with it being at Caranchuan, so if there's a place within the village at a parcel that was on the list that you guys think would be a good idea, with plenty of parking or something, that would be great for people that can easily access. I was thinking maybe some Delphine Street. Seems like pretty not super frequented back there, but just something for you guys to think about. Or we could also just have it at Courage One. But if you really wanted it to be in the village, we could do that. But we'd rather to know that sooner rather than later. Just because we need to get the press release out and like all this stuff. And if there's any people that you think that we should invite, I think would be a good to know. There's also a newsletter we have to release. And if there's anything that you guys wanted to put on your website, we could give you guys information to post on the website. So whatever you guys want for that. And then the other part would be some like planting logistics. So as a part of the grant, we're purchasing some, soil amendments and also mulching. And so I wasn't sure if there was like some mulching that the village had, like some mulch that the village had they wanted to get rid of, and like maybe stage all these sites logistically. So when we actually do the planting, we have it there available for us to just throw onto the trees. There's also, I also wanted to say we were planning to shoot for a fall 2026 planting. However, if there's some, issues with that, we could move it to another time. We have, I believe, 2 years after the contract, which is January. I have to get back to you on that for sure, but we have some time and some flexibility. Also acquiring the large stock from the nurseries because it's about like 600 something trees total for all the sites. That might be a little logistically difficult, but I think we could make it work. I'd at least do some of the village parcels and maybe some later. We could break it up depending on that. And then I just wanted to talk a little bit about North Avenue. So as you guys know, it's like a contaminated site. It's not regulated by DEC and it's not regulated by federally either. But they're just concerned with the heavy metals and the like petroleum products that are present there. I talked with James Hunt. He's the guy, the engineer that you guys consulted. He did like the soil analysis test for the art park and all the good stuff. And he recommended me to talk to John Kane over at DEC, who's like the contaminants and spill lead over there. And he doesn't see that any issues with doing a planting. The only problem would be that if we were to push that, compacted gravel fill that's there, if we were to push that out of the way to like reveal the like native soil that's there, it is contaminated. So it has to be, and it can't sit in the floodplain, so it has to be hauled away. And that cost of hauling away that contaminated fill and like especially hazardous waste and contamination, like trucking is pretty astronomical as far in pricing. So I talked with John about some options and we were thinking about potentially just filling in the site with topsoil and dirt that we could find around the county. I'm sure a lot of the villages have some stuff and some of the towns have some leftover fill that we just fill over top that site and plant it with some like phytoremediation trees and get some like more fibrous roots and shallow rooted trees in there, just to remediate the site and get some more vegetation on the ground. So that's an option that I'm looking into. I just, would love to hear some feedback about that. And if you could, like, if you guys have any questions or suggestions, what we could potentially do, maybe some stone that we could just do, like put around the fill area so it holds in the filled in soil, just stuff maybe we could scrap from our local municipalities and see if we have that available to us, because we don't have money in the grant to apply to have a bunch of fill. But I figured that everyone here is pretty crafty enough or knows somebody that's a big old pile of dirt somewhere that they don't know what to do with. But that's better than planting it in straight compacted gravel. And then the other thing is that there's 111 Delphine Street, and that's a village-owned Owego site, but it wasn't included in the parcel listing. So I just had like some questions about if we wanted to include that or if there was a reason. Because there may be some potential for when we do the plantings, there may be some areas where we can't do planting because there's been like an identified, there's been a foundation or something so we'll have maybe some extra trees after we do some planting and after we like do the you did. So there might be some potential to put some trees somewhere else. So I think that's something good to think about. If there's like some sites that maybe weren't included, and then we could maybe put those extras there if possible. This is a lot of information at you. But basically what I'm saying is, lots to think about, lots to chew on. But basically we want to try to get the planting done this fall. And if we can have all those pieces together, and whatever input you guys have or questions, like happy to continue communication about it. And do you guys see any issues with like putting fill in the North Avenue? Like, what do you?
You bet. You bet there's issues about that.
We have a compensatory storage law that would kind of prevent that.
We don't
Oh, we just don't have it.
We have that in a different manner. We have that in a manner of displacing floodwater. So it's almost the same as that.
Just on a bigger scale.
So would that cause issue? Like even if we filled it and then put vegetative roots on it, would that be an issue?
Maybe.
Likely.
Okay. Is there something we could talk to you about just to like get some information and be like, hey, what do you think about this?
Probably Brianna Worley.
Yeah, Brianna Worley at the state. I can give you her contact.
I'd love it. Yeah, because I'm happy to talk with her about it. I would love it if we could, vegetate that area as opposed to just being a pit.
Yeah.
Yep. So whatever background information that needs to be, legwork that needs to be done in that department, I'm happy to do that. What is her name? Brianna?
Yeah, Brianna Worley. She's our region's state NFIP coordinator.
NFIP.
Stands for National Floodplain Insurance Program.
And that's what I was thinking, like maybe if we have the stones around it and then also like are immediately planting some vegetation in it, if that's gonna change. It's not just us dumping stuff in there, it's like trying to fill it up so it can sustain some type of life. And there are trees that are meant for like phytoremediation and are meant for stuff like this. So yeah, love to do that. Brianna Worley. Do any of the sites come to mind for you guys about, maybe doing a groundbreaking ceremony within the village, or does Caranchuan sound like better to you guys?
I appreciate all this. It's a whole bunch of stuff. You're asking us immediate questions. What do you think about this? What do you think about? We're not ready for any of this.
Sure.
So when you say, are there any sites right now you want to have? We're not ready to, we haven't thought about it. We're going to need to do this unless the gang wants to try on the spot answer these things.
I didn't even know this was coming. I didn't know this was even gonna be here tonight.
So what I'm getting at is, I know you're asking us stuff, we're not prepared to help you with any of that stuff at the moment, I think.
Yeah.
Totally fine.
Yeah,
When would you like me to?
groundbreaking, we'd have to really look at the parcels and
Yeah,
then figure it out.
all of the pieces.
Yeah.
Right, sure, of course. Yep, sorry to throw some things
No,
at
no,
you
that,
guys.
no, this is good, great information.
I'm happy to come back and like.
That gets us rolling on thinking about this and moving along. That's what we need. We appreciate that.
What you might also do is put together a summary of what you're saying in an email
Sure.
and send it to all of the members of the village board.
Yeah, so what is the deal? Because I sent an email that had like all your guys' emails, and I guess they're not.
I know, I didn't get it.
You didn't
We
get it?
we talked about that.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
county emails. Like, are you guys still?
No, not with the
No.
county.
No, we're not on the
So if
county.
you send it to me, I can get it to everybody.
Okay.
If you look on the village website, our emails all come up there.
Oh,
And that is
ones.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you go to the board and then you'll see all the trustees listed for their email.
Yeah, I mean,
Right,
if
okay, cause like
we have
I
that-
could search you guys in the Tioga County emails and like it listed all of you, but.
The only one that uses that is me.
Good to know. Alright. So yeah, happy to put this in a summary for you guys.
Yeah, that would give us a chance to think about it and give you some responses.
Of course. Yep. Happy for you guys to take time, whatever it needs to be. It was just sitting in my brain and I needed to put it in other people's brains, so.
Get started.
This is good.
We're still in public comment.
Mike Navarre, Page Street. And I mainly came in because my penmanship sucks. And all my computers and everything are packed up, but I needed to let you all know that I'll be resigning from the planning board effective the 30th of this month, as I will be moving out of the village, actually out of the county.
Oh,
So, and I will get you something in writing before the 30th.
Okay.
But I want to let you know, and I'd like to suggest Charles for the planning board. So,
Well, he doesn't like you very much, Charles.
They warned me, something to do once a month, so, you know.
Well, we thank you for helping us out on it.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
miss you, Mike.
It was fun, it was interesting and educational at some points. Some points it was frustrating, but other than that, it was pretty good, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
But then
yes.
unfortunately, I need to move out of the village.
But when we need, thank you, Mike, when we needed people and we were begging for people and you were willing to do it, so we very much appreciate all the time you put in.
I will still be popping at the board meetings.
No.
You know,
Oh, yeah, I'll still be in the village. I won't be living in the village, but I'll still be in the village.
any more public comment?
I have one. I sent you all a copy of a report that I did about the chickens. I just wanted to make sure everyone received it. Went back to the beginning of the chicken thing with the first letter that came out, followed it up with the petition that she turned in with 15 signatures, one of which Renee. Then followed it up with the one that came out in August. This is all as a background. This is the information I was suggesting we try to collect and put in one location so we can figure out what the problem is. I did do a quick check on the complaint that was brought up at the board meeting last time. We think we've identified the chicken, or at least the flock anyway, that it came from. We understand from several people, yes, they hear chickens, and most everybody was saying it's just part of the village. In one case, I won't name who it was, but in one case, they found that a chicken had gotten loose. A rooster had gotten loose and was camping out on their front porch. And before the family could catch it, which apparently wasn't that long, but before they could catch it, the rooster laid an egg. Now,
Huh?
I don't know about you, but that makes Owego very special. No worries. As I mentioned before, hens will act as roosters at times. We think we were working with the guy who has the flock. There are ways of reducing rooster noise. We're working with him on that. However, there's apparently a cockatoo that also imitates roosters, and it's in the same neighborhood. That one I haven't located where it is. I know approximately where it is, but I don't know exactly where it is. But apparently there's been a lot of complaints up and down the front street about this rooster, cockatoo, whatever it is. I don't know what you call it. But anyway, that's what we're trying to do is correct these issues before they get worse. There is one that I did not put on that list. I don't know why I didn't. I know I'm going over time. I'm sorry about that. And it is a lady was reporting that there was a rooster in her yard. And she had reported it to code, no action. She reported it to various other agencies, no action. She put it on the Owego Backyard Chickens page, and within an hour, we not only contacted her, we were there picking up the chicken. I brought it to my house, stayed in my house for about 2 days. We found a new home for it. It's gone away. It's not in the village anymore. And the lady who owned the chicken, or owned the rooster, released the rooster to us so that we could make that check transfer. And that was all taken care of with our team. So I just wanted to let you know, that's why I sent it out. I just wanted to give you an update. As I hear about additional complaints, I will go ahead and do the same thing. You'll notice the name of the complainant and their phone number is blacked out. It's blacked out on your report, it's not blacked out on mine. I need a way to contact them, to tell them what happened. That's all, that's the only reason it's there.
So you got a chicken hotline?
Well, we don't yet. We could have a chicken hotline, but we don't have one yet.
Okay, thanks. Any other public comment? So Brittany and Tara came tonight. Tell us about something.
Okay. Hi, I'm Tara Pat, and I'm with Brittany Woodburn, and we're from Owego County ED&P. We're here to request support from the village because we're applying for the New York Main Street Downtown Anchor Program to assist RK Property Management with improvements to their mixed-use building at 54 North Avenue. The total project cost is estimated to be $259,675, with $193,500 of that to be the Downtown Anchor Program funds. RK Property Management is providing the required 25% match, which is $66,175. The proposed improvements include brick repointing, exterior painting, roof replacement, window replacement, restoration and replacement of entrance doors, and restoration of the front commercial display case. They've already went before OHPC and received a certificate of appropriateness on April 2nd, and we've submitted it to SHPO for review.
Okay, so you just need a letter of support from us?
Yeah, resolution.
Okay. And we don't have any commitment other than we're pass through.
Correct.
So the village isn't even a pass-through, the county is applying, but because the project's located in the village of Owego, it requires a resolution of support, which Tara had said.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know which building is it.
Yep, which one's
The
54?
Owego Mercantile.
Oh,
It's this one, it's got the pool. That's what it's.
Oh,
It's next to where Sheer Paradise used to be.
oh, yeah.
You want to buy Sheer Paradise too? Like that, the old one?
This is not the Sure Paradise building.
No, it's the one
that still
next
has
to
the code violation, not.
Yeah, no, it's not
Sure
that.
Oh, it's next to work.
And who's the owners of these?
It's RK Property Management. It's Roger Kachuk.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Right.
Rogers. He came. No HPC.
So they did send us that resolution.
Motion to,
Yeah.
I move to accept that resolution.
Second that.
Any discussion about that resolution of support?
One piece, Mike, always, it's piece, this is a company, an owner, this is to fix up his building, this has nothing to do with any kind of pilot thing or reduced taxes thing or anything like that. No, many don't, but we gotta ask these questions every time now. Thank you.
So we'll vote on that, Fran,
yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Kathy?
Yeah.
Bruce?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Yes.
And yes.
Thank you guys.
That passed, we'll get your copy, official copy.
Love it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, see, you're very well behaved.
I know, right? One of the last nights, one of the last school nights. All right. Let's see, department heads, we have sewer here with us tonight. Send us a little email here.
Okay, quick state of the sewer. For May, haulers brought 383,000 gallons of septic worth $20,700. Okay, so recently, 94 Page Street, 125 Chestnut Street, we've had digs to repair broken sewer lines out in the road. 64 site, 109 Spencer, 15 roof are still ones we need to get to because of infrastructure is just deteriorating. 60, 70 years of stuff, so it's only going to get worse. Okay. The big thing, on 6/7 last Sunday, our Lackawanna pump station lost both pumps. Both burned out. We were there for probably 11 hours trying to deal with that. Found out they're excessive non-flushables had just gotten in there, causing one pump to burn out a bearing. Another pump got so wrapped up and worked so hard that it burned out a coil. Both of those pumps are off, trying to get repaired. One of them is 20 to 30 years old. In the meantime, quick phone call to Bodex Septic. They've been working nonstop to help us, so want to do a quick shout out to them. Chris Bodek, Phil Schwartz, Paul Wiles, and Matthew, the new guy. No last name given. New guy.
I like that.
So in the meantime, I've been working, there's a Owego comparative replacement pump here. So reason that there's only one quote here is because called W2O on Tuesday morning, within 2 hours, they've got me this, and they say it's perfect for our use. Other places, it's 5 days, and I still have not heard anything from these guys. And part of that is, I like Owego pumps. We're trying to switch every one of our pumps in the village to one, and these guys are a sole supplier of those. One, I can almost guarantee that they're cheaper than any other quote we're gonna find. Two, they can get us a pump in a month as opposed to 2 to 3. We're still, because of supply and stuff, we're still trying to get a pump back to limp us through until we can get this pump. In the meantime, I thought that maybe we can use the capital improvement for pump station infrastructure upgrade.
Sounds like a lawyer question.
If we can use the capital improvement for that? You should be able to, provided it's.
The things, the chart I have is just so vague.
It is big.
About, it's for, collection system upgrades, which a pump station is part of the collection system. And when you have a pump that's 30 years old, if you get one that's a month old, that's an upgrade. That's true.
You should be able to. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to, but I can follow up with you. Confirm that with me tomorrow.
Does that the kind,
Anything special we have to do because it's over 20,000?
yeah, do we have to have a referendum somehow to get it out of that, because we do on some things.
I don't think you would need a permissive referendum for the capital funds you're asking, correct? Yeah, I don't think you'd need a permissive referendum in this instance. You would have to move the funds. But let me just confirm first that you can.
While she's doing that, Mike, can I? So, on the little thing there, it says that there are 2 pumps that blasted out.
Yes.
Do we need 2 pumps or we need 1 pump with story?
One pump is about 5 years old, and that's got minimal repairs. It's just the supply chain is so effed up that we're having a hard time getting parts for it. But that's fairly young, so.
So we want to get 1 for the other one, and then we're gonna try to fix the second.
Right.
Okay, I just want to make sure how many you want.
Yep.
Do we have a maintenance schedule to check these for non-flushables? Do we have a routine maintenance that we do?
We check them at least once a week.
So these non-flushables came in pretty quickly.
Yeah. Right before that, we had the over an inch of rain. That's a pretty low flow pump station. That also takes on Owego Gardens. So don't want to be pointing fingers, but
Enough said.
so all I'm asking is
So
for,
what are we doing in the meantime? We have no pump over there. How is the stuff getting moved?
Quebec. Their guys are pretty much on call 24/7. We're helping out. We're all very, very tired.
Are they moving it from there down to the sewer plant?
Yes. They're taking a 3,900 gallon truck and they're taking it to our south side.
What does that cost for every haul, do you know?
Haven't worked that out yet, but it
Just
had,
curious how much these non-flushables gonna cost the taxpayers.
I'll give you an idea as soon as, we haven't talked about it because it's not over and I don't know when it's going to be.
Those are sump pumps, aren't they?
Yes.
So that makes it extra fun.
Yes, it's difficult to get somebody that deals with submersibles because that has gone the way of the dodo in most plants.
Is there a plan to maybe wean away from those someday?
I would love to, but the cost of that.
She's checking out all the stuff we asked her.
So you can absolutely, it's like a long-term infrastructure upgrade, correct? So I mean, holistically, it's not gonna be like a last for a year. right?
Well, I hope
Long-term
it's going so
infrastructure.
long after I'm gone.
Wait, another
Okay,
20, 30
so then
years.
long-term infrastructure, yes, you would absolutely be able to use it, so then it's just a matter of moving into the appropriate fund, which would require a resolution. I don't think it's a referendum, but I'm triple checking that right now.
Ron, we got, Washington, we got anything else with the sewer, something, stuff on your mind right at the moment, or anything, just that, thanks.
I almost feel like we need to do some public education on these flushable wipes, because this has come up so many times, and I feel so bad because it's frustrating for Dirk, and it's not, it's very like costly.
And it's not just flushable wipes. You would be surprised at the things you find.
Well,
I mean, it's black and it's torn apart, but there looked like there was an actual old school beach towel. The one pump. We found sporting togs. I mean, we find everything.
okay.
If they can flush it, they do.
Yeah, public education, please don't put your beach towel down the toilet. Yeah.
Common sense is not all that common anymore.
Mm.
Did we ever get any input on the separator for the intake? Talking about getting quotes for something that would pull the gravel and stuff away when we get the deposits.
I would have to get a hold of Jeff. He talked about, they call it the monster or something. Those things are about $500,000. That's just the beast itself. That doesn't include engineering and all this stuff.
That would definitely be a capital improvement. I mean, but you start digging out that pipe that goes under the highway again. That was a nightmare last time.
My question is, how much is in that reserve account?
I forgot.
We've got, let's see.
I think
Like,
Got on the financial here. Saving, they've got about 4 different accounts.
we should know that.
Sewer equipment, 152. Reserve sewer prevention maintenance, 141. Reserve for sewer plant equipment, 176. Reserve for sewer capital improvements,
Do you have any?
341.
Yeah, so if you're just moving from one reserve fund to another reserve fund, there's no referendum required.
340 sewer
Yeah, I was gonna say, I assume it's this reserve for sewer capital improvement, right?
Yeah.
One you want to use, which has $345,000. And this 20,000.
Not quite the $500,000 we need for the other.
Yeah.
Stop breaking stuff, maybe we could.
I would love to. Like the bonus.
If I'm not mistaken, all those pipes that are breaking are the old
Yeah,
pipe
you'll-
pipes, aren't they?
Exactly.
Sure, we have a large amount of those.
Yeah, and it doesn't help with some of the other companies doing repairs and putting in new lines that they do not respect that play at all.
So, looks like we got the funds, and we've definitely got the funds there. So, if we want to do this, we need a motion to procure this pump from that fund.
Ron, what's your take on it?
I don't think we really have a choice.
And it's a sole supplier, right? We don't need a bid or anything like that.
I would move that we buy the pump as presented on this invoice from W2.
I'll second that.
And we're gonna pay for that out of that sewer capital improvement reserve.
So that'll be the motion because I'll just put it in there.
That's what I said, Rusty. What you
I knew that. I could hear it.
Needs been training me too, so it's
Now Gina's got it trained.
fine. All right, any discussion about, there's a million right here, 21.5.
These aren't gonna come with the wrong bolt holes or anything like that.
I plan on talking to him personally tomorrow.
Okay. Any other discussion about the pump? Fran,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes.
Rusty.
Yes.
Laura.
Yes.
Yes.
And yes. All right, so
Thank you.
we approved it, now we just gotta make it happen.
I'll be with him tomorrow morning.
No, thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for coming over.
Sorry about your Sundays.
Thank you very much.
All right, so moving on the agenda, we got like a couple emergency squad people.
Oh, yeah. We got a few. We got a few volunteers too, and they didn't get voted till last night, so they didn't even make the agenda.
Do you have them though?
I do.
Okay.
I do. So yes, we can vote them. And we had one additional interview that didn't make the agenda either, so. But I can start with John if you want.
Sure.
Okay. John has like 25 years as a paramedic in the state of New York, and he's worked for the Susquehanna Valley School District, and his job has ended there. So he is looking to add a little bit of time. And we had a part-time paramedic that isn't going to be working for us anymore. So we definitely need to fill in some spots. So I would like to make a motion to hire John Daniska, Conklin, New York, as a part-time paramedic for Owego Emergency Squad at $30 per hour.
I'll second that.
Okay. Any discussion on that? Paramedics are hard to find. We actually had 3 of them on the agenda tonight.
So Mike, apparently we have vacancy, we need to fill, et cetera. But once again, we need to be thinking about all of this budget and staff and how much it's gonna cost in the new budget. We gotta be paying attention that this is probably not the place that we can make a decision on that kind of thing. But we need to be paying attention as we're going along with this. That's all.
Any other discussion about that? This is to hire John at $30 an hour, part-time, as we need him. Fran,
Yes.
Jerry,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Ron,
Yes.
and yes.
$30 an hour, right?
Yep.
The second paramedic is Colin Raitt, 527 East Main Street. He his significant other have been living there the past year. He really seems to like living in Owego, which is very nice. And he is a paramedic, I believe, from Maine. So he works for them Sunday, Mondays. So he's looking for some later in the week type time in between fixing up his house. So he seemed like a very nice young man. And I happened to run into a friend who lives near him, and she was telling me, I said, oh, you have some new neighbors. Oh, yes. She goes, oh, and I cut my finger one day really bad, and I went over there, and he helped me out. And I thought, oh, that's nice. And I didn't tell her I had just interviewed him, so it was just kind of entertaining that way. But I was like, oh, that sounds great, because that's what we want, somebody who's caring and knows how to bandage up fingers when you don't really want to drive yourself somewhere to get them done. So it's like, all right. Anyway, so I'd like to make a motion to hire Colin Wright, 527 East Main Street, Owego, New York, as a part-time paramedic for Owego Emergency Squad at $30 per hour.
Part-time per diem or just part-time?
These are just part-time per diem, so.
I just don't see the per diem on here, that's why. I was
Okay, it should be, we could probably add that. Okay,
I don't know that it really matters.
yeah,
I don't know, I don't know if we're obligated to so much hours, if we just say part-time or.
Wouldn't hurt to put it in.
yeah.
Do we have a second for that?
That's fine.
Okay. All right. Any discussion about Colin? Not a village person, that's great. Rusty?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
Clary?
Yes.
Fran?
Yes.
And
Great. And then we interviewed Tiffany Brownback of 47 Chestnut Street, Whitney Point. She is also a full-time paramedic at another agency, but she is interested in just picking up a little bit of extra hours. So she interviewed with us and seemed very competent and nice. And all of these people, by the way, their licenses go through mid to end of 2027, because we do look at that pretty closely now too, just to make sure that we have people that have their licenses all up to date. So, so I would also recommend to hire her part-time.
I'll second that.
Okay. Any discussion about Tiffany?
See, like Conklin, Whitney Point, they're a good 45-hour away. Is this gonna be a problem?
Minutes.
Most of the time they'll do like one chunk of a shift, like a 12-hour shift, so they come in for that. Yes. I know, because the distance too, I thought, wow, that's a distance, but you know, that seems to be the way the paramedics kind of run that, the medics. So.
Very good, Ron. Quite well taken along that point. If they are in Whitney Point and we call them,
Right.
they couldn't get here before we'd have to go to another agency anyway, so that wouldn't work along those lines.
Will they be scheduled ahead of time, right?
Yes.
Yeah, our paramedics are scheduled when they stay in the station for their shifts.
Yes.
All right. Vote on her, Fran,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Kathy.
Yes.
Rusty.
Yes.
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 Did you have some more?
Yes, I do. And so we also have Adam Johnson, who has worked for us in the past as a volunteer. He is interested in being a part-time paramedic. He works for a different agency, and he really hasn't been working for us at all. So they also interviewed him. So I would recommend resolve to hire Adam Johnson to 2070 Weeks Road, Owego, New York, $30 per hour, part-time paramedic per diem for Owego Elementary. Owego Emergency Squad, sorry. My old life.
Just one question, was it a mutual separation when he was volunteering, or was there some kind of situation?
Oh, no, there wasn't a situation. He actually resigned as a volunteer, but he, you know, he's been working other places. He got married, has a couple of kids, I guess.
Just want to make sure there's no.
No, there were no issues. And actually, I didn't interview him, but I do know who he is. I've seen him there, and he does come and help with different things. So, he was interviewed by, like Becky and Derek.
For our current situation, isn't somebody in personnel supposed to be there for all this? Just throwing that out there. I mean, I have to go to the police station to remember police officers when I know nothing about police.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, you do now, right?
Well, yeah, I'm a pretty good judge of character, but I don't know the inner working of their job.
Right. I mean, I've never been a paramedic either,
Right.
so
I call it, it's just a technicality, in my
Right.
opinion, just so we're aware of who's coming and going.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I think a bunch of us know Adam, so. I'm comfortable with that. Didn't get a second yet. Did we get a second? Okay. We got a second. Rusty.
Just a quick little piece. When we were having troubles, this gentleman was on our squad and was on our side and very helpful. He was not a troublemaker leaver. So I'm
Yeah.
wanting to remind everybody that this guy was one of our guys.
And I think he's only stopped volunteering because he's getting paid other places. So,
well,
is there-
yeah.
Whatever his reasons were.
And he had baby. So, you got a motion a second to
Yep.
hire Adam at $30 an hour, part-time, per diem. Rusty.
Yes.
Laura.
Yes.
Yes.
Fran.
Yes.
Terry.
Yes.
Kathy.
Yes.
And yes.
Okay, and now we have 2 volunteers. So we had our meeting last night. We have one young man, he is a high school student, so he will not be driving because he doesn't have a license yet, but he will be volunteering. I think he's interested in becoming a paramedic at some point, so summer months are a really great time. So we have Camden Humphrey McKay, and he is willing to volunteer for Owego Emergency Squad, and he lives in Endicott, so.
Could you tell us his name again? Camden?
Camden, Camden.
Yep.
Humphrey it's
Humphreys?
McCoy, actually, McKoy. So it's Humphrey McCoy, it's a hyphenated
Humphrey
last
dash
name.
McCoy or something.
Yep. And he does have CPR and first aid, so. And he came to the meeting last night, he seemed like a very nice young man, so. So we would resolve to have him as a volunteer for the Owego Emergency Squad.
I'll second that.
And the membership already accepted.
Yes, they accepted him last night. We're kind of formality.
I remember she said something about that they hadn't done something that, but they
Well,
did vote him in.
Yes, they did vote him in last night. They unfortunately didn't have a quorum at their May meeting, so he came to the May meeting, but he wasn't able to be voted in.
So he
because they
voted
didn't have
in.
a quorum. But he came back last night, which I thought, hey, for a high school kid, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like this.
Wants to go.
Yeah, he does. So that was great. So.
Vote on, any discussion about it?
What do underage kids do? Do they just?
I think they can do some cleaning, they can help with some laundry, and
It's like, if I hire an underage kid, they can't even wash a knife, it's just dirty, peculiar.
That's true.
I mean, I'm hoping they're shadowing and learning and doing whatever. I was just very curious what they do.
it's more like a shadowing experience. I used to do that a lot in the school district. If someone was interested in going into physical therapy or even occupational therapy, they'd come with me. We talk about things, what you need to like do for schooling and things like that. So that they got some idea if they really wanted to try to do that as
It's almost an internship.
It is almost, but we still have to consider them a volunteer.
Right. I know internships, there's different things you can get away with.
Insurance wise, right.
So, no, just to your point, once again, well taken, and we do that in the fire department. We hire those junior firefighters and they can't do any of those big things, but we find things and they also become learning it. So, yeah.
They're like little sponges. They take
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, so that's good.
Yeah.
Get them interested, hopefully
Yeah.
keeps them.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of one of the things I said is I think we really need to start growing our own paramedics. So this is probably a good way to do that. If you get someone who's in high school and they have an idea. I mean,
Just put a lab in the back. We'll get them.
Yeah, no, I think it's great to see a younger generation doing volunteer work. I mean,
It's nice to see young
It's
generation
rare
cares about other
nowadays.
people. But I digress with my question.
no, that's a good question. I mean, I was kind of like, oh, you're in high school still. These are tall nuts. I wasn't really sure.
Everybody's big to me.
Sorry.
Very, let's vote on it. Rusty, yes?
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Fran,
yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes.
and yes.
Okay, and our last volunteer is Julian Griffith Mahoney.
Does
And
everybody have a hyphen?
they do tonight, and I was kind of excited by this.
What was the middle one? Griff?
He is an advanced EMT, but he has a PA license. So what he needs to do is he needs to be with our agency for a bit to get the reciprocity license in the state of New York. So I don't think he can do his advanced EMT stuff, but he could still be a driver, or he could still volunteer and help get people into the ambulance, et cetera, like that. So he came to last night's meeting, and they also voted him in. So.
How do you spell his name?
GIFFORD hyphen MAHANY. And actually, I didn't write his name here. And he does live in Owego also. He lives on Main Street. And I'm gonna put the addresses on there for you. So that you don't worry, I'll give you this. It has everyone's. So I would like to make a motion to accept him as a volunteer also. And he was also voted in last night, so.
Do we have a second for that?
Second.
And the same worries or whatever that I'm always trying to bring up just is that we want this fellow to do this, but we don't want to just be his vehicle for getting a New York license, and then we wanted to actually do stuff, not, you know what I mean?
Well, he lives on East Main Street, so
Perfect.
he lives in the village, so
Perfect.
that's kind of nice,
Perfect.
a little.
But you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, we want to be a vehicle just to help somebody change.
Stepping's still quite off.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can keep him around.
Yeah.
We gotta bring him in with our charm.
Living in the village.
Absolutely.
Hopefully it'll help. Very, vote on him, Fran.
Yes.
Jerry.
Yes.
and
Yes.
Rusty.
Yes.
Laura.
Yes.
Ron.
Yes.
And that's it, folks, on the EMS.
Okay.
Was a mouthful tonight.
That was awesome. Next thing we have.
Mike, do you want to do the police?
Oh, yeah. We got something.
The police, of course, would have been nice if we'd had made some parking decisions before Strawberry Festival, before Big Boy, but it doesn't matter. They have to spend a pile of money to make a whole thousands and thousands of new parking tickets. The old ones are are wrong, out of date. So that's, aside from that, we need to do all this. That's one of the reasons why we want to do it right now. So if the board has looked at this and are in agreement with the parking change, I'm going to ask us to do that.
God, it wasn't on the agenda, so I almost forgot about it.
Yeah. So just, and if you don't, just the last couple little pieces, somebody didn't hear. Researched a whole bunch of municipalities around us. This is the standard rate pretty much. Ours has been $10. We're getting rid of some other things in the code. 3 paragraphs of the fine goes up here and does this there and that, and none of those things are a good idea. So those 2 simple lines will get rid of all the rest of that and hopefully simplify it and put us up.
Yeah, so it takes it from $10 to 50. And you pay it within, how many days?
5 days, you get the reduced fee for 25. Half of the municipalities have a quick reducal, some don't have that. But they all have around 50, with several having it halved if you do it right away, which we want to encourage them to pay. And then
This is only in the timed parking, correct?
there's a section of the code that has that is timed parking. But it's not just the overtime, it's various other things where it's timed. All the other parking violations are in elsewhere and also in the sentence. And then there are still other ones in the straight code that aren't even in the parking section. So it's not for parking in front of a hydrant and things, and those are all different.
Those are different anyway.
Yep. Different things, different laws. That's the deal. Anybody have any questions on it? Move that we adopt a local law for traffic penalties for parking.
Second.
Where do we need to do anything special to announce that?
The local law? No, just a roll call vote and then filing for the Department of State.
Sometimes you gotta do extra papers.
We got a second. I would like us to make sure that we put, as we're doing these things, a number on these local laws.
Yeah,
Rodney, I'm sure you're on top of this, but each time we do, if this is the first one we've done this year, it's 1. all that
So
stuff.
the only other thing I would note is you usually do, it's a type 2 action or under seeker not requiring further review, so I would do a resolution for that.
You can just declare it, right?
Correct. Yes.
As another motion, you could declare it.
Do we have to do that on this?
It's a type 2, so it doesn't require any further seeker review. It's purely administrative is why it's a type 2.
So we don't have to make a motion on the board that we did that.
That should technically be done first and then the action of approving the local law.
Okay, so give me the wording for that.
So it's a motion declaring this a type 2 action pursuant to seeker on the basis that it's a purely administrative legislation.
You get all that, Rodney?
Okay.
I've taken back my first motion. This is a motion.
I'll second this motion.
It's just about being a type 2.
It's so simple.
Let's vote on that. Rusty?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Yes.
Fran?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes,
Kathy?
yes.
And yes.
Okay, now it's just a resolution. of
Move the
local law.
parking lot.
Second.
Any other discussion about the parking lot? Questions about? Rusty?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Skippity? Fran?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
And yes.
See if we're paying attention.
The traffic committee. Okay, so there we go. Change the fees, now we can order new tickets.
Yep. So that's done, and part of that, we removed all the chapter. And in there, on the tickets, very unclear, and it was that you didn't have to pay your first parking fine, which was a thoughtful idea, but a terrible idea. That's on the tickets. Well, the new ones won't have any of that because it won't be the law. And when we have Strawberry Festival, we got people from all over America parking everywhere and doing everything. They're gonna pay a parking ticket. So we couldn't enforce that at all with that, the way that was written with that first time free.
Right.
Okay. Just quick piece of
Could I
information.
just ask one question? How could you possibly enforce this?
How could you enforce what? I didn't understand, Ryan. I can't-
It's overtime parking or just bad?
This thing we just did, this is timed parking, so it's overtime, it's overnight, anything that's timed.
Say somebody's parked on Lake Street for 3 hours.
Right.
How are you gonna know?
What do you mean, oh, what? There are tickets, if the law is that this is what happens, there's a ticket, if the ticket is given, then that's how we know.
Want to know how you're gonna know they've been there? How are you gonna know they've been there 3 hours?
A lot of the
Oh,
police
that's a
will like.
different ballgame.
The
Yeah,
tires.
That's a
they'll
ballgame
chalk the tire.
of enforcement and what we're gonna do about it.
You can't mark
You can chalk the tire.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a search and seizure.
Yeah.
Your
You can
question
chalk-
is fair, but your question is about enforcement, and this is not about enforcement, this is about fine.
And it also applies if you park overnight in that area, right? Like that.
Yeah. And we have people parking on Front Street overnight when they're not supposed to, and then they're there in the morning, and then they stay till noon, and that's problematic.
Especially in the wintertime when it snows.
Right.
So anyway, but Ronnie, if you're asking about enforcement, what does the police department planning to do for enforcement? We'll find out.
Easy.
It's hard to shovel around meters. It's hard to shovel around.
We just need those kiosks.
They just have
Yeah.
kids. Yeah, one kiosk. They just have one meter.
All right, that would be all right. But if you're going for historic term, meters would be kind of
Oh,
fun.
meter.
Those are
but
historic.
Only the nice ones.
They would be historic.
And you can dress them up as a flapper girl on the side of the road.
Oh, that flapper boy. Come on.
I never seen those. I'm just curious how.
Moving along.
Thanks,
All
Rod.
Continue.
Anything else?
No, I don't have anything else.
Um,
Except that, I do, for the big boy, they did a great job, and the railroad police and officials were extremely complimentary and pleased about, they said everywhere we've been, no one has been this well prepared and efficient, so that was a nice compliment for our guys, and they did a nice job.
yeah.
And no one got hurt or no problems or any trouble.
Yeah, I talked to the guy and, what's his name?
From Union Pacific? Yeah.
The one who restored it, made it all happen. That was driving the train.
Yeah.
And he said that our event was the best of all of them that he's seen across the country.
Pretty neat.
Yeah, I was impressed with the way the traffic flowed.
I just wanted to say that in the meeting, compliment
Yeah.
the police, thanks.
No, I was impressed, the fire police too, helping out.
Yeah.
Those guys,
traffic flowed. There was not, you know,
Yeah, no, it worked out, all worked out well.
yeah,
And that was, everybody, police, fire police. Everybody.
yeah. Well, I watched, from a friend's, up on, Fifth Avenue, and there was sheriff and state police going up and down there all the time too, so every place was well patrolled.
Let's see. Next, we got the payment of bills.
Pay the bills.
There's one, under Department of Leaders, I would pull that until we see it before we can. We're supposed to see those before.
you want to see an invoice, a bill or something.
Yeah. So I would ask that we approve everything except for that.
That's what, this isn't one of Julie Lucci's, this is one of our.
Yeah, yeah, Department of Leaders.
Which is for $3,000-ish,
Now you want to.
$2,953.
Payment except for that?
Oh, I got a detailed payment of bills. I assume everybody else got it.
I think in our email, we did, yeah.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, copy. We won't have the breakdown. I just got the contract ID number.
Yeah, it says. Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of information, it just says contract ID number. And the invoice number. Some of them on here have more details, but that one.
There is an invoice number on that?
In the details.
We'll make a copy, I'll give you guys all a copy. If you let me know, we'll send it.
Yeah, it's for $2,900.
I'm gonna hold up for a couple of weeks. I amend it to remove that for this month, or when we get more detail.
Yeah.
I just put it on hold.
They all limit that.
Put that one on. Okay. Any other questions?
A second if it wasn't.
Any questions about the bills? Fran,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yeah.
Rusty, yes, Laura,
Yes.
Ron,
Yes.
and yes. We sign them up next. Don't forget. Next thing is the treasurer's report.
Same old deal, Mike, have you gone over it? You're satisfied?
I have, because we're doing the budget, so I have.
Move to pay it. I move to accept it. I move to throw it in the garbage.
All the above.
I'll second all those.
It's not me, so whoa.
Any discussion about the treasurer's report? Rusty?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Fran?
Yes.
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
Minutes.
In the minutes, I noticed that there was Laura Young's statement was supposed to be inserted, but it hasn't yet. And then also my report to be inserted. And so with those, I would approve the minutes for the June 1st meeting.
I put in a request and I didn't see a change, that during the public comment on June 1st, trustee Spencer called the full board fascist because of us wanting to write a law.
We don't get to
I
put
think
that,
that
we
needs
don't
to
generally
be
put that stuff in the
in
minutes.
minutes. I think we need a record of it.
I didn't call anybody here a fascist. I said the idea I thought was fascist.
For point of order, Mr. Mayor, she did not directly call anybody fascist. That is correct.
That's debatable.
Okay.
And we don't, typically include discussion in there. Sometimes. So, do we have a second for the?
Laura Young's is in here. And she's got a whole like 5-page thing she sent
Okay.
that was included with this, as well as Doug Weeks. His was also included on the end. Yeah, I did not see your report, but I do see those two.
Okay. There's a section up above where it says it'll be included. I did see that,
Oh,
that
okay.
section included
Yeah.
underneath.
We just have to take out that above thing, maybe.
Yeah.
And include your report.
Need a second then.
So what's the motion? Somebody made a motion.
Laura did, yeah. To approve them with that addition of her report.
Second.
Trustee?
If trustee Hausen believes that she wants something in there, you have every right to, I mean, you semi-asked for, you have every right to ask for something. I don't think that it's appropriate to do it, but that's just my opinion. You can ask for that, and you can attempt to amend the minutes and have something put in there. I don't think that we should do that, but just as we shouldn't be, anytime anybody's calling somebody names or any of that stuff, we shouldn't be putting that in, that kind of stuff, those kind of languages, but that'd be up to you. That is how the process works. If you feel strongly enough about it. I'm not gonna vote for it, but you may do it. So that's, you get that respect. If that's what you feel, you have that respect and that ability. Okay,
Just to approve the minutes with the addition of Laura's report and then fix the spot about Laura Young's. Trustee,
yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Ron,
Yes.
Fran.
No.
Gary,
No.
Ken,
Yes.
yes. So that passed. The only thing I have left is the new amended contract for the mowing of Hyde Park. Do you want to do anything with that? We talked last time about,
200 a month?
yeah, so it brings the total to $7,900 for the total.
Why do you complain for that? We've got the new fiscal year coming up. We got someplace for people in this one.
Yeah, there's a budget line item in there. Just gotta make sure it's better.
So this is gonna be something we have to increase.
Right, yeah, no, it's already in the budget.
Okay.
Trustee.
From speaking with a couple of the people in this, I was under the impression possibly that maybe Nate said something, maybe somebody else said something, maybe Fred said something, who knows who said what, that since we had a contract that somebody said that can't be, that's it, that's that contract, that's what it has to be. I don't know if somebody said that and that's the deal.
So I was just asking, so we had mentioned last time, I know we had talked last time, that there was somebody that was doing like above and beyond the work that was actually included in the contract. And it was going to need amending to include whatever additional work was being provided. So you can do a new contract and amend it, but it should include whatever actual activity the individual is doing to ensure that it falls within our agreement.
Yeah, I mean, it says that they agree to maintain the lawns and grounds of the party of the first park, commonly known as Hyde Park, including the flood control dikes adjacent to the north of the park, and keep the grass mowed and the litter and refuse picked up.
Okay.
That is our original contract.
I mean, if that's all they're doing, then fantastic. I just remember this being a conversation with Nate last
It
time.
sounds like it's the mowing and the trash, which would include the mowing.
And I mean, it did include maintenance in general, right?
Right, maintain the lawns.
Retain their lawns. Okay, so in order to, if we're interested in giving them a raise, so if we're not interested in that, we're wasting our time. If we're interested in giving them the raise, then
In grounds.
if we need to add something there to make the raise work, then let's add something. Other maintenance beyond the grounds. I don't know.
I mean, so it includes the lawns and grounds, which would imply the lawns are separate from the grounds as a whole. So as long as they're maintaining within Hyde Park, I don't know that there's anything else, unless there's something specific that you want to expand this to.
No, we just wanted, if we want to give him the raise, he's doing a lot of stuff there, probably more than we expected, et cetera. If we have to add something, then let's add.
Is it all lawn and ground? I don't know
No,
what he's
no,
doing.
he does things other than the lawns.
And grounds, so it's
Well,
lawn and
grounds
grounds.
is vague, buildings, structures. That's what's grounds, what's structures. I'm just saying, if we need to add something, then let's add it, if we're gonna do it.
Somebody made this thing is going above and beyond. What does that mean? Fixing hose bits. I mean, I don't know what is going on over there. I don't know. Or is it just really the price of gas jumped?
Well, that's true.
Ron, from talking to the gentleman and some of the people there, I'm under the impression that he's doing substantially more than was thought about him doing with just the mowing, et cetera. But I can't give it to you exact.
Well, then my other question then would be, would that fall under the purview of DPW to be doing these things he's doing above and beyond?
Probably.
And is it more cost effective to pay him the $200 a month or have DPW do it? And when they already have a full load, I'm quite sure.
I'm sure he's doing it because they don't have people put over there.
All fair
would
questions.
love if we gave him more work.
All fair questions, right?
Well, if he doesn't do it, who's going to? It's a lot of work.
Real quick, Mike, what's the timeframe for this, for the contract? Or this?
So it goes from March. Oh, wait. That's not it.
It was like May through October.
Yeah.
I think he's already kind of started.
8 months, 7 months.
Yeah.
You think he's kind of started?
I hope so.
Because otherwise the grass is way high.
They're losing a lot of baseballs out there because he had.
I mean, we have an existing contract.
That's when they play.
But anyways, it's for this season. It's for this,
Yeah.
this March through this October, so it's also two budget years, whatever that means, but.
Oh, yeah, here it is. Period from April through October.
May, June, July, August, September, October, 7 months, that's what we thought it was.
I remembered something.
You did? So,
He's already partly through this, at least a third.
Yeah.
I mean, we are contracted, so I don't know what the heck that means.
So contracted at a lesser amount, 200 a month.
Sure, not the grand scheme, it's not a huge amount of money.
And well, we do have a budget line item for this, so it would just be increasing 7,900.
Now, are we looking to do this now or after this?
This would take effect this time. So we're paying it back.
we can do anything we want, we can start it this, we can start it now and then pay them 200 for the next 5, we can do anything we want, it's just what do you want to do?
So this would be applying retroactively.
Doesn't have to.
What'd you say, Jim?
I said this would be applying retroactively.
Well, we could either do that or start it on the 1st of June or so, whatever,
We're looking 3 months.
I don't care, just what do you want to do?
I think we're spending an awful lot of time on bugs.
Yep.
I move that we just accept the contract. Amended contract?
Okay. And
So it would be, I mean, resolution to approve the new contract. And then you'll have to make a decision on whether you want it to be retroactive. And you would have to include the retroactive date.
And you don't think we have to add any new duties?
So, I mean, the good news, sorry, I keep stealing this from you. The good news is that it's like you said, lawns and grounds is pretty vague, so it would probably allow you to basically encompass the entirety of Hyde Park. So provided whatever work he's doing is within Hyde Park, you're probably in good shape. Because grounds is broad.
grounds could be.
Yeah.
whatever.
Exactly.
So we got the legal part, do we want to give them the extra $1,400 or not?
A little apprehensive on the retro. Did you ask for it?
He did, it took us a while.
It's been on.
Yes.
A couple of months he asked for it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. He signed the contract a couple of months ago, but whatever, okay.
He thought it was for the iron.
Thought it was more than the 65 or whatever?
Yeah, that is like. We need the whole story here. So give us- Did we go first or second?
I got it first, Brad made a motion.
I'm gonna second it.
And are we going back
I
to
was saying, yeah, you have to make, you
And I
have to
would-
decide what the resolution's gonna be.
Will it be retro or
the
will it be?
16th day of March when we originally did this?
Sitting on stuff again, like, you know. Well, then we pay him retro.
I'll second that also.
So we got,
200 a month to a tune of $1,400.
yeah, it brings the total contract to $7,900.
Retroactively to the start of the agreement.
That would be from last, this past April.
Next year, I expect we're not gonna have this same conversation.
Right.
In that case, I want to raise as a trustee.
It's coming up in the budget. If you want. Got to pass a local law.
And Rodney, you know that you've got the, not using the name, but you've got the name of the guy.
All right, let's vote on that. This is to pass the contract, $7,900 retroactive. Rusty,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Ron,
Yes.
Fran,
Yes.
Judy,
Yes.
Kathy.
Yes.
And yes.
You lose trains? Yeah, he just does.
It's gone now.
Keep going.
Before we can threaten him with the planning board?
I know. Get a point of right to that. He won't even be here.
Surprise.
All right, so we'll do trustee reports. Rusty.
Well, I'm going to have a little quick trustee report today.
Oh,
And unless you people talk it to death, it'll be quick. I was upset more with somebody, with whoever, whatever, for the particular phrases. And so I got my dictionary out so I could fuss about this just a tiniest bit. Fascism, a political philosophy, movement or regime that exalts sedation and often a race above individual that stands for a centralized autocratic government headed by a dictatorial leader. Severe economic and social regimentation. Democracy, a government in which power is vested in the people and exercised by them directly or indirectly through a system of representation, usually involving periodically held elections. I resent the term fascism being used in our discussion. And because we are exactly a democracy, and there is nothing in this room or anything that we do that in any way imitate fascism. That's all I have to say with that. Thank you.
Yep. Good. Ron.
That doesn't need to go in the minutes. I don't care.
Jen, down, I'll put it in. If you don't.
Nope. I don't care. I don't care that it's in there.
Have any shorthand, Rod?
You got an email to us though.
You have to get a copy of my dictionary.
Laura?
I do have a report. Same as I reported last time about the coordination and communication related to the flood risk reduction through FEMA CRS grant. I still haven't received all of the records I foiled for back in March and the FOIL appeal. And I'm preparing a letter for the board describing waste and abuse occurring related to the grant. The board is responsible for reviewing invoices before payment, determining whether consultant work aligns with the contract scope, ensuring staff and officials are informed, correcting administrative deficiencies, and ensuring grant goals are met locally. And I have concerns regarding technical inaccuracies in the work product, the lack of meaningful progress towards the CRS goals, inadequate consultant expertise, poor communication and exclusion from meetings, invoice review concerns, failure to properly track floodplain development, failure to properly collect permit fees, and failure to identify compliance deficiencies. I had some suggestions for our work plan, and some of that includes inclusion of the floodplain administrator, the code enforcement officer, and the DPW administrative assistant when we're having meetings or making emails when we're making decisions about the grant. And that we work with the office to develop processes and procedures for identifying flood zones of properties, identifying activities that are considered development, especially in the special flood hazard areas, elevation certificates, providing map information, hazard disclosure, flood protection information, flood protection assistance, and flood insurance promotion. And there are all examples for how to do these in the coordinator's manual that we've been provided, and establishing some processes for them to do what's in the code, what's in the law for enforcement, would help us fulfill the deliverables to the DC and for our taxpayers that we're regulating that the building and enforcing the floodplain regulations, that their structures are protected and that they're safe. And that's the purpose of it going through the floodplain development review and building permit review. The CEC Solar, Buffalo Solar, would like to know if the date works. They want to move forward with the construction or installation of the system with the mobilization date of July 21st. So that would be doing it ahead of having so we have a 10% savings off of all of our buildings for having solar savings. And so we had to remove the savings off of this building so that we can get a solar system. You can't double dip. So we were getting 10% savings off of our NYSEG bill. We had to cancel that agreement so that we'll be receiving 100% on our own system.
That was through Delaware.
Yeah, it's changed names a couple times. It's currently Delaware Solar. I sent something in an email today about what to look for. So things are moving along. So it's just a decision about if we're going to wait for the old credits to fall off the bill while this is being built. You have a question, Fran?
Yeah, are you saying that we would stop getting the credits now, or we would stop getting credits when solar work is done?
We've already ended the contract with receiving the 10% savings. And so it just needs some time to fall off the bill.
Okay. So we would have had, if we were not doing this, we would have had to make a new contract with Delaware or somebody for solar savings.
We're going to be receiving 100% solar savings on this building. So we can't be receiving an extra 10% off of something that we're not.
No, we all understand that. What I'm getting at is, you just said the contract's already run out. So if we were going to attempt to have the 10% again, we would have had to make a new contract with them for a new 10% for a new time frame.
We just dropped it on this building and we still receive it on all the rest of our buildings.
Okay.
Because we still want to save money every way we can, right? So we just removed it from this building that will be receiving solar in a different way.
But you said they're gonna start the projects.
Yeah, they want us to let them know if they can mobilize to start installation work July 21st.
As long as Brett's good with that.
What's that mean, so they can mobilize us? Just saying,
So they'll come around, start.
I'm just saying, what are you asking for? Are you asking to pull it up? No, okay. Are you asking to come in here and do this and then? I'm just asking what that meant. Once again, vague stuff.
So construction, basically, usually what we'll do.
So if we don't 100% cancel out, could we still do Delaware Solar for the 10, 20, 50% that we still have to depend on NYSEG? I mean, if that be the case, because we're still.
You can't have it.
Are you understanding my question?
We have it right up to the minute this thing is online.
We can't.
But if it does not cover 100% of the building and we're still have the NICEAG for some aspect of this building, can we use Delaware Solar for 10% of whatever we're giving NICEAG?
No, we can't. Because we'll be producing solar, so we
But
can't.
if it doesn't cover the whole spectrum, we're not competing, we're subsidizing our, I mean, it's just.
So
That's
There's
just-
a requirement that we have to have this removed or else we will not get the system.
Well, if it doesn't cover 100%, I'm just curious, because I really doubt it will.
Is it supposed to?
And you know what, Ron?
It's been all over the board.
We'll see.
You know what, Ron? There no answers for that right this moment.
Nice question.
Good luck. 3 hours waiting.
Keep going.
Okay, so this system was 100% paid for by grants that we got through the DEC, through Clean Energy Community grants. This system costs $204,520,000. The system size is 67.86 kilowatts DC. It'll provide behind the meter energy, and it's supposed to cover the entirety of this building to net zero it. The taxpayers will receive at cost, and the NICEAG bills. We won't have any of those on this building for the next few decades. So it save us a lot of money. The green infrastructure and engineering feasibility study, that's it's let me see what it is exactly. It's an award to investigate the feasibility of installing green infrastructure practices at the Evergreen Cemetery to mitigate erosion and prevent excessive stormwater from entering the village's combined stormwater sewer system. It's a non-point source planning feasibility report, and so that it'll analyze the best management practices and the options for us to help keep the water and debris from causing issues all the way from the hilltop in the cemetery and in the streams in it to our roads, like the North Street underpass, Erie Street, the pump stations that pump over to the wastewater treatment plant, the properties of residents and businesses on the hill.
There's that
So-
$50,000 grant that we're getting.
Yeah,
Yes.
so Ashley Safery from Southern Tier 8 said that they will provide us the match. So we have a 10% match for that, so it'll be,
That was our issue with it, was the $5,000.
yeah, so it'll be $5,000 that they will provide to us. And they're getting it from the Appalachian Regional Commission, from a grant from them.
That's who's giving it. Appalachian.
Yeah, so the ARC is giving it to the ST8, and then they're gonna give us the portion to pay for the match.
There was something writing to say that.
We'll send something over. The Climate Smart Communities Task Force met in June. It was basically just a summary of previously completed work. We ordered FEMA NFIP documents in January, and they still haven't come in. And the last thing is the New York State Health Act is a universal health care plan that has bipartisan support. It's moving through the state Congress. And it covers everyone no matter their income or employment status. So it covers everything, like your prescriptions, your medical supplies, all preventative care and well child visits, your dental, hearing and vision, ER visits, ambulance services, prenatal care and long-term care, mental health and substance abuse treatment, hospital care, surgeries, workers' compensation, and motor vehicle accident healthcare services, palliative care, which is people who have chronic and serious illnesses, but it's not the end of their life. So this functions as a progressive tax out of your paycheck. So the first 25,000 for people younger than 65 will not be taxed. And then for people over 65, the first 50,000 would not be taxed. So this fixes a problem in the system by taking out the middleman. So the whole process of approvals would be eliminated, so your medical provider provides you care directly to the patient. So your primary care is entirely covered, and your specialty care happens without insurance approval between the doctor and the patient in the visit. So this changing of the system would bring property tax relief to village taxpayers. We'd be spending less on employee healthcare costs while having complete coverage for the employees. And 75% of our current village EMS responses are Medicaid and Medicare. So this would make it so that our ambulance services are covered by the state healthcare plan. It's more stability for our budget, that the service would be, we would know that we would be reimbursed by 75% of our patients, we would be receiving reimbursements for that. So it's stability for our system.
Laura, has this been voted on by the state legislature?
Not yet, it's moving through it. So other benefits are that people would not have to worry about having healthcare for themselves or their families when you're making decisions about switching jobs, or if you lose a job, if you're starting a business, or if you're moving from like a domestic violence situation or anything, that you don't have to worry about your health care, that you can just take care of yourself and you will still have health care for you and your family.
Except for election this year, or vote this year or next year?
It's moving through the state legislature now.
This sounds like somebody's pep talk that wants to have this.
Yeah, I mean, usually the
You can, I don't mind, if you want to say it, you can, but that's nothing to do with us, so that's fine.
the budget is
informative in
usually
its own
voted
way.
on in the spring. That's why I asked.
So it's a really good thing that when it looks like nationally we might be losing some Medicaid and Medicare support, that on our state level, this is something as a response that we could do that would cover ourselves, our employees of the village with great health care that covers everything. It would lower our taxes, our property taxes.
How so?
Okay, look, this is a pep talk, we're, whatever.
We don't get to do any of this. It's at the state level, so.
Did you get the first part, Ron? The first part was, you're gonna pay for it in your taxes.
Yeah, the unions have to decide if they want to.
Oh, yeah, all of that stuff. But go ahead, Dan, finish your report, I'm sorry.
Okay, so yeah, it does ease you with union contracts because they don't have to fight for coverage. Everybody would just be covered with all the things. So there's going to be a presentation July 30th at the Owego First Presbyterian Union Church. And they'll have local numbers about how our budgets will be affected with savings for property taxes and the school taxes.
Who's doing the presentation?
The League of Women Voters, they're the group that organizes all the debates locally. They're organizing it.
But I mean, who's gonna do the presentation?
Who's gonna be the presenter?
There's Susan, blanking on the last name, Dr. Keith Nichols.
So nobody from the state level. I think is where she's going with this question, if I'm not mistaken.
There's nobody from the state coming to.
Nobody from the state Senate Assembly and the Republican Party.
Right.
Okay, so that's my report.
That's informative, thank you.
Terry.
All right, we had an OHPC meeting on Thursday, June 5th. We had 4 applications. 3 of them showed they were all approved. The 4th, we didn't have the answers to the questions, so we didn't approve it. Hopefully they'll come next month. And EMS ran 3 shifts for Big Boy. They moved some ambulances to different parts of the village. It worked pretty well. There was really some people with like some heat exhaustion sort of issues. There wasn't really anything major though. That was wonderful, but we were prepared.
It was so hot.
It was very hot, and there were a couple of people that, you know, they gave some Gatorade to, that sort of thing, to help them, and some water, so that worked out really well. And they have extra shifts on for Strawberry Fest. We have their dinner settled for Friday night, so there'll be people at the station, and they will get their the Owego Elks gives them little coupons so they can go get some food on Saturday during the day. So we've got that all set, and I think Campville and Candor are also sending some people to help with just keeping Strawberry Fest healthy. So, and that's my report. Yes, sir.
Tiny little piece, and it's brought up all the time, and you bring it up, and everybody's on top of it about all the people that aren't paying their way, and this and that, and nonprofits, and this and that, on all these things. And Strawberry Festival, if we put on paid ambulance crews, and they're $30 an hour, and it's a 12-hour shift, that's $360, and if we have extra ones, this is another bunch of thousands of dollars that nobody realizes, that the police is thousands of dollars, et cetera, et cetera. Just so I know, I'm just pointing it out again. When we don't get money from some of these people, the money starts to add up on what we pay for these things.
Well,
That's all.
Big Boy was the same. I
Yep,
agree.
same
But
on all.
on the other hand, we have to make sure that we are ready when we.
I didn't say we shouldn't do it. I'm talking about who might be paying for it.
Well, this is legislation that we need to look at.
That's all I want to ask.
All right, Brian, you're next.
No, nothing this month.
So we're down to me. So budget wise, been working on it. I still need numbers from the police department, I think. But I've got it.
And Joe thought he'd give them to somebody. I don't know what the deal, Mike.
He's been saying he'd give them.
Yeah. But they don't seem to be here.
So that's the only thing I'm missing, really.
Same budget as last year.
Yeah, right, well, that's what's in there now. That's last year with new benefit numbers. And I've got it to almost 2%, but we're supposed to have a public hearing on it a week from tonight, and we're probably not gonna be ready. So, do we want to move that?
Because when we have the public hearing, we're then supposed to,
I mean, public
there's
hearing
certain
should be
time,
on the end of the.
got to be a number, the public hearing has to be a number of days ahead of this or that, and that has to be done a number of days to get it in the first. We might need to have a work session.
That's what I'm saying.
When, what, where, how?
Probably not. I was thinking maybe we have the work session next Monday, and then we schedule a public hearing for Wednesday or something like that.
I can do Monday.
Monday, we have the ag overlay
Right.
public hearing also.
Right.
Well, she's not talking about having a
So we would have,
hearing Monday. she's
so
talking
we have
about-
that public hearing and then a budget workshop. And then we move the budget public hearing to a different day. Because we're not gonna be ready on Monday for that.
And that has to be, I mean, that's a week or 14 days that you have to have between this and that, and they're also supposed to be able to have that budget
Right.
in their hands. You know, we're getting there, close.
When do you want to move the budget public hearing to?
We don't have a budget public hearing yet.
Yeah.
Right, that's the question. When do you think we should move it to?
We do have,
Right now, it's set for next Monday. We have to pass it by the end of June.
so 29. That'd be the last.
Yeah, we have one more meeting, 28th. I mean, one
Meeting
more.
every week.
Monday in
Monday,
June
but
is
yeah.
the 28th.
We got a five Monday month.
Only other way you can do it, push it to the 30th, but I mean, that's pretty close.
So either we do it the 20, well, we can't do it the 22nd. Right. So either we do it some other night that week, or the 29th or 30th.
29th is a Monday. If we have the public hearing on Monday,
That's my birthday.
and we,
Oh, yeah.
Should we do it
and
the
we have it all set and we pass it on after that.
Tuesdays,
I don't like this stuff, but because I don't like having the public hearing and we're just gonna pass it, we don't really care what you say. I don't like that very much, but if we have it the 29th and we're satisfied and everything, and we pass it the 29th, then can we have it to the state by the 1st or whatever we have to do? I don't know how, I don't even know how it works.
We also don't have to do assessment from the county, which we need.
I sent you.
Yeah.
the one.
Okay.
Similar to.
You know,
That makes a huge difference.
Mike, Mike, you're right on. You know what we don't have?
this.
We don't have the final assessment,
No, we do
because
not.
we're never gonna
And
have
we
that
won't
till it's
until
too late.
About July 8th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sent you the one.
Okay.
I looked at the book, which is pretty much the same price, which is better than
That's good.
having a big drive.
Is that
So
on the-
how soon, how far ahead do we have to tell people in the papers or whatever that there's a public hearing?
That's what I was.
Okay.
I thought it was 10 days. But
Let's-
question?
Public hearing,
How much time?
do we have to advertise that?
So for a public hearing, it's 10 days is preferred. If there's like emergency circumstances or some sort of special circumstances, it's as soon as, like, possible, essentially. So like if you needed to schedule it a little bit tighter, you could, but if you're going for next Monday, then you should be fine. Or not next Monday.
We're not going to next
The
Monday.
following Monday, 29th.
Let's schedule one
It'll be in the paper, or it'll be in the paper on Wednesday.
this week.
So that's like.
Let's schedule one for the 29th, public hearing for the budget, yes?
Make a motion.
Will we have a public hearing for the budget, 7 PM on Monday,
Can we do it
29th.
before 7 p.m.?
before 7 PM?
Would you like it at
Anybody
6?
be here?
Would you like 6?
Is that a problem for anybody?
I don't know what's
I don't know, depends how much we like you.
I don't know.
wrong with that.
Six,
She wants to celebrate her birthday.
I'm making a motion, 6 going once, 6 going twice, 6.
6. I second that.
Okay, so we'll vote on that. We'll move the budget public hearing from the 22nd, 29th at 6. Russ?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yeah.
And yes.
Mike,
So
there's a
then,
good reason for that too, because when we have that public hearing, we might, I mean, we think we have it, we might have a, who knows what changes we
Might
can
have
have
an
now. We
adjustment.
might want to have some more time that night to whatever we have to fine tune.
so that means next Monday we will do budget workshop.
At what
See
time?
where we're at, stuff like that. That's already at 7.
Seven.
And we have the ag overlay.
And then, do we have other stuff on next Monday? We don't have anything on the agenda. So that will be one of our budget workshops. Okay.
Okay. Other than that, Big Boy went great. Well, now the Strawberry Fest this weekend. Our last thing, as always, is public comment.
Don't do
Got a
it.
bunch of people online.
Don't do it.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Oh, thanks, Doug.
Laura unmuted.
Don't let somebody else say what.
I can't wait. What do you got, Laura? Anybody online have public comment? Good.
Well, I've got two things, very separate things. One is, you know, that I'm working with, well, hopefully you know, I'm working with the fire department to take care of the rather dangerous hazardous waste issue that they're facing. If you're looking at, I don't know, there's a mold issue, there is
You know all about that.
asbestos, there is all kinds of stuff. And we're trying to take care of that. You guys have done the roof. We're working on a grant to finish the clock tower, or fix the clock tower, repair the clock tower, get the clock hopefully working again. And then take care of the drainage and take care of the drain issues that are in the basement. Because right now, the basement, having seen the air testing that was done, no one should be going into that basement without breathing that rooms. It is extremely dangerous to go down because of the mold and everything else that's down there. Unfortunately, that's where the washing machine is and the toilet. Neither of which meet code. And so that's good. That's part of what's going to be taken care of, hopefully with this grant that we're getting in the process of doing. We're doing it through the fire department, their group, so it's not going to come to the village. There's not going to be any need for you guys to have to come up with a match?
Is it the fire department or the hose team?
No, the fire department.
They're not.
That has to come through us.
The fire department incorporated.
That has to come, well, that, they can, but that's not got anything to do with the fire station. The only thing the fire department incorporated has to do with is the training facility. You guys can work on that and put it all, I'm sorry, I appreciate,
Well,
don't get mad, don't get mad, I appreciate you guys doing
the
this.
deadline is tomorrow at midnight, guys. It's a $1.4 million grant. $710,000 would come to the village and it would repair virtually everything that's wrong with that building right now. But if you want me to do.
What I want you to do is I want you to tell us more than one day before all this is happening.
The only reason I'm bringing it up is she's got a volunteer working in a basement. A teenager volunteer who's potentially at risk for major breathing problems. I wanted to bring it up so that we can fix it before we have massive multi-million-dollar lawsuits because some of the fire department people are gonna get cancer. I've been working with the fire department for the last 2 months on this. Okay? That's number one. Number two, the discussion about fascism, and you were offended by the word fascism. I'm offended by the name liar. At the last board meeting, I brought up that there was 2 petitions that were turned in. One was anti-chicken. It had 15 signatures. And I noted that some of the people that had signed that that had reneged and had pulled out of that. I was called a liar in this room by this board. Would you like to see the petition and the people that signed it? And the people who received it on June 30th, 2025, it's stamped. On August 18th, the pro-chicken petition was turned in with 89 confirmed signatures, 2 of which were on this petition that anti. And they both said they were told it was a different petition. And that's when I got called a liar. And I resent that from this board. And I believe if you're going to be upset with fascism, I'm upset with liar. I have not lied to you. I have the documentation here. And I would like to also point out that the anti-petition never made it to the minutes. I would also like to point out one last thing. 89 people signed that petition pro-chicken. How many people voted in the last election?
Probably about 89.
90. I'm upset with it. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to talk to the chief and we'll work it out. You guys work it out with them. I'm going to turn in this grant. So it's up to you guys to deal with it.
Mike, I'd like to move to adjourn.
All right.
Second.
All right.
I'd like you to tell me when that TV's off.